addition, there are voices that rise not because they are the loudest, but because they are the most genuine. The Time 100 creators of 2025 remind us that creativity is more than content, it's connection. Connection is how we share our truth, challenge power, and reflect the times we live in. From storytellers who rebuild trust in a fractured community to investors who turn everyday moments into global movements. These creators represent something bigger than fame. They represent the pulse of a changing world, one that speaks in art, rhythm, diversity, pixels, pictures, and, of course, purpose. Welcome back to the Global Village. I am your host, Alexis Essiman. In today's episode, we will explore not just who made the list, but what it means to create in a world that is still finding its authentic voice. The Time 100 Creators of 2025 is a curated archetype of influence by their interpretations and exhibits of the five most interesting categories. So let's start with the one at the top. That's the Titan. The Titan title is generally used for a self-built media powerhouse. Titans are creators who operate on large platforms that become something like a mini company built around their voice and or their brand. Think of Titans as media ecosystems or central hubs. Entertainers, according to the Time 100 list for 2025, are creators who primarily use emotional narratives and performances in their work. Their work is about engaging, delighting, surprising, and even moving the audience. Their influence is less about infrastructure and more about the audience immersion into the content. Their content is often a shared cultural touch point. To be an entertainer, it is to lean on the craft of narrative, voice, style, and the rational aspect of curiosity. Leaders are creators whose influence is not just about entertainment or scale, but about the ideas, direction, mission, and guidance. Leaders often bridge the creative voice with the thought, leadership, and value process. So, what I'm saying is the content the leaders bring to their platform, it tends to carry a little bit more weight in the form of social commentary, vision, framework, or insights into specific realms like education, business, social justice. Being a leader means balancing credibility, depth, consistency, and, of course, truth. The phenom category refers to creators who breakthrough is often rapid and sometimes explosive content. The phenom, which is, of course, a short version for phenomenal or a phenomenon, influence may be newer. The phenom's work is often viral and culturally contagious. The catalyst refers to the creator whose influence is often less about the sheer size and more about leveraging their platform for change, for movement, for transformation. The catalysts are disruptors, they're connectors, they're investigators, they're people who provoke ideas. They bring together that community, that spark, that action, that shift, that perception or insight. Those are the five categories used for the Time 100 creators. And now that we've broken down those meanings, it's time to bring those titles to life because behind every label is a real person with a real story, with an authentic journey. Let's take a look at some of the more notable names who made this year's list of the Time 100 creators. Let's explore what makes each one of these individuals stand out in our ever evolving digital village. Let's start with Khalil Green. Khalil Green creates bite-sized explainer content that teases or reveals the lesser known history. The majority of the topics are centered around whitewashing, cultural appropriation, and the marginalization of individuals globally. Mr. Khalil Green was classified as a leader. Alexis Nicole Nelson addresses how laws and racism have suppressed or even criminalized access to wild food for marginalized communities. Alexis often connects foraging with African American, indigenous, and folk food traditions. Alexis Nicole Nelson was classified as a catalyst. The next person that we'll discuss from the Time 100 list is Miss Shirley Raines. She is a multi-dimensional individual, blending storytelling, care, and visibility. Miss Shirley Raines is a nonprofit founder, content creator, and an activist. She runs an organization named Beauty to the Street. This is a charity outreach organization that delivers hair, makeup, hygiene products, clothing, food, and other services to people experiencing homelessness in the US. The most well-known cities that have received her services are Los Angeles, San Francisco, Dallas, Las Vegas, and so many others. Miss Shirley Raines was classified as a leader. The next creator we would like to highlight is Joe Burbo. Joe Burville is a Ghanaian American physician and a health content creator, online as a medical myth buster. Joel is known for fighting racial disparities in medicine through education, debunking misinformation and myths. He actively addresses false, misleading health claims, especially those that affect the marginalized communities. Mr. Joel Burville is classified as a catalyst. So I bet you're wondering who took the number one spot on the Time 100 creators list for 2025. After all these remarkable innovators, these remarkable visionaries, there had to be one person whose influence stood out just a little higher, whose creativity shifted the culture itself just a little further. Time editors describe the year's top creator not just as a content powerhouse, but as a symbol of how digital storytelling has evolved from entertainment to impact. Kai Sanat, 23-year-old streamer, entertainer, and media personality, has a massive following, commanding tens of millions, widely known for combining high energy and spontaneity, humor, stunts, and collaboration into his content. Through live events, narratives, community interactions, experimental content, the world has fallen in love with Mr. Kai Sanat. As you have probably guessed, Mr. Kai is classified as a titan on this creators list. The Time 100 creators list of 2025 isn't just a ranking, it's a reflection of who we are as a global community of voices. Each category, titan, leader, entertainer, phenom, and catalyst, represents a different way that creativity can move the entire world. From Kai Sanat's streaming empire that redefined what live connection looks like, to Miss Shirley Raines turning beauty into a language of compassion. From Kyle Green and his fearless education on history, hidden truths, Miss Alexis Nicole Nelson, reminding us that healing can still be found in the soil. Joe Burrow bridging the medicine and humanity gap with each word, showing that true influence is not about algorithms, it's about impact. And that's what this moment is really about. Not just who made the list, but about who we choose to listen to, who we choose to learn from, who we choose to be inspired by as we build our own small corners of this global village. This episode was written and directed by me, Alexis Essiman. I am your host, and of course, we are the global village.